Hi, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a startup called Fitscovery. Fitscovery is a marketplace for fitness, and we're looking to empower the whole fitness ecosystem in Philippines and across all of Asia. We look to help consumers find different types of fitness. We look to help fitness vendors and gym owners create successful businesses in fitness. And today, our focus is on the corporate wellness programs. We're looking to create a structure in which companies can define what a successful corporate wellness program is and execute on this program. Ultimately, what we want to do is turn disengaged employees into active corporate fans. Now, one thing I see a lot is corporate wellness program where it's just a schedule of random workouts. Every single Friday, let's do this workout. That's not what a successful corporate wellness program entails, because a successful corporate wellness program has a full progression that builds off of one another. It's not a series of fragmented workouts. Now, the way that I want us to think about this is we want to structure our corporate employee wellness structure your employee wellness in the same strategic manner that you structure your quarterly business strategy. We don't have our quarterly business strategy as, figure out what you want to do every single day, right? At the beginning of every quarter, you decide in Q3, these are the things that we're going to do. These are the targets that we're going to hit. And this is the execution that we're going to follow. However, oftentimes we don't do this for employee wellness programs. The way we think about employee wellness program is, let's just throw in a few cardio workouts. Let's throw in a few Zumba workouts. Let's throw in a few yoga workouts and hope for the best. What we want to create today is defining a strategy that progresses off of one another so that your employees are actually making the benefits and actually seeing results through your corporate wellness program. So in today's presentation, we're going to go through four main parts. First, we're going to briefly go over the importance of corporate wellness programs. I don't need to talk about this very much because if you're here, it means that you know corporate wellness program is important to you. Number two, we're going to talk about the common problems and issues. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time here because you probably face a lot of these problems yourselves. We're going to spend the majority of our time talking about creating the effective program. And then we're also going to talk about how Fitscovery can help you in creating that program. Now, real quick, we're going to talk about the importance of corporate wellness. Obviously, we know how corporate wellness can impact your employee behavior. We see that the pandemic has forced so many people to stay at home, so many people to have lack of exercise, so many people to be overweight, so many people to feel that their life is overwhelmed by work seeping into their personal life. We also know that corporate wellness program has become a staple in many companies to attract top talent, to keep employees motivated. And also importantly, it lowers healthcare costs. Oftentimes what we see is that the cost to onboard a successful corporate wellness program is offset by the lower healthcare cost. And we see that employers play an important role in creating this program. We see many, many supportive work environments that keep employees engaged and motivated. And we have many, many statistics here. You guys can look at this in more detail. We're not going to go over this in a lot of details. If you're here, you know the importance of corporate wellness program. Here are a few simple statistics for you. Minus 27% in healthcare costs, plus 30% in customer satisfaction within your employees. We're also going to talk really quickly about the common problems we face with corporate wellness. There are four main problems. The first main problem is there's insufficient manpower to implement this. A corporate wellness program usually doesn't run itself. You need an HR staff to be pretty engaged with them. And HR staff are probably pretty swamped. There's so many things that they're looking after. You generally probably need at least one person to dedicate themselves just in corporate wellness, just in tracking your employees, creating that program, making sure that your employees stay engaged. This is a full-time job. And most companies don't have the manpower to support that full-time job. That's one problem. And we're going to talk about how we can solve that problem. Another problem is the HR staff that's usually hired to run the fitness program are generally not experts on fitness and wellness. They're usually experts on engagement. They're usually experts on HR in general. They're usually experts on employee happiness. But they're not experts on fitness. They're not experts on how to create fitness changes. They're not experts on how to create workout programs that actually impacts a difference. So that's why most fitness programs, most corporate employee programs are just a schedule of different workouts sprinkled in, because most of the HR managers who are managing this are not experts in the field on creating progressive programs. Next is we often see employees becoming very enthusiastic at the very beginning, but slowly, little by little, start to lose interest. We oftentimes see that in month 2, month 3, that the participation rate begin to diminish. And we're also going to talk about how we can keep employees engaged with point tracking, with rewards, with commitment programs, with building a community. Lastly, we see that many companies know that this is a nice to have, know that employees would love to have this, but they don't have the funds for it. They don't have the funds to add in corporate wellness into their budget. What we're going to talk about is also ways in which we can do this cheaply, we can do this easily, and add it in without impacting your bottom line too much. So now we get into the meat of this. Now this is the part that gets really, really exciting, because we're going to talk about creating an effective program. Because the truth is, creating a real program requires actual work. It's not a simple matter of checking all the boxes. It's not just a matter of, are we adding in yoga? Are we adding in some nutrition talks? Are we adding in some mindfulness talks? Let's just put it in every week, right? This is the most common way, and I spoke about why this is very ineffective. It's very fragmented. It doesn't progress off of each other. Employees don't really know what's happening, and you don't create your quarterly business strategy in this way. So you should not create your employee health programs this way. You know that able to create actual change, able to create results, you need to have an effective strategy, a real strategy, a strategy that builds off of one another. And that's what we want to create within your employee wellness program. To do that, we need to structure it the same way as you structure your quarterly business strategy. We talked about this in one of the earlier slides, and I want to emphasize this point because this is ultra important. It is ultra important that you think about your employee strategy as a progression of strategy. You need to map out for the quarter, for Q3. You should map out exactly what you're going to do for all of Q3. You should have this plan for Q3 by the time the end of Q2. By the time you end Q2, you should already know in Q3 when the events are, what the events are, who the coaches are, and how each of the programs builds off of one another. It's like watching a Netflix series. You want to make sure that episode 1 is followed by episode 2, which is followed by episode 3, which is followed by episode 4. You don't have programs just fragmented in there. And that's why it's very important to, number 1, have a strategy, and number 2, have a fitness expert so that you know how to actually put in the programs so that they build off of one another rather than have it fragmented. Now, there are 3 main things. Overly simplified. I'm overly simplifying right now, but there's 3 main things that we need to do in order to create this effective program. First, every quarter, you need to define the goal early on that this program is having this specific goal. An ineffective goal is something like, oh, we're going to create a program for you to get you guys more active into fitness. Or, oh, we're going to create the biggest weight loss and see who loses the most number of weight, right? We talked about SMART. I'm sure you guys know about SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, actionable, results-oriented, timely. You need to define a goal ultimately for your fitness program in the same way that you define your quarterly business result goals. Number 2, you create a strategy. A strategy means you know exactly what you're going to do in Q3 before you get into Q3. So many times we see fitness employee wellness programs as a make it up as we go sort of program. Let's see what employees want to do, and let's find a coach to do that next Friday. Oh, people want to do Zumba. Okay, let's find a Zumba coach and put it in on Friday. That's not a strategy. You would never run your business this way, and you should not run your employee wellness program this way. And then number 3, you want to set KPIs, key performance indicators, and you want to have tracking. Having tracking is not only for your own results, but having these types of tracking and being transparent with these tracking also helps your employees stay motivated with their actions as well. So first, let's define the goal. We're going to show you an example of a goal that we use with one of our clients. So this is an example of what our client of a goal that we use with our client. You don't have to have this goal. So our goal, we communicate this very, very early on in day 1 in the onboarding program. We say that this is a 3-month program. This is a 3-month program that begins in Q3, beginning of June, ends in September. In these 3 months, the goal of these 3 months is to create the habits to support your fitness and wellness results. Now, there are a few words here I want to emphasize. First word is about results. Here, the first word about results is we want to make sure that you actually see results. We're not doing workouts just to move around. We're not stretching just so that you can move around for a little bit, and then at the end of September you're the same as what you were in June, right? What we want to see is whatever metrics you are in June, in September you are better. And that might be different. For every employee, that might be different. It might be increasing muscle mass. It might be lose weight. It might be things like improve my sleep. It might be things like have more energy to play with my kids, right? You want to have, but the main thing is the difference in September is going to be significantly different than what you started with in June. The next emphasis is support your. And the reason why we say this is, at the end of the day, your fitness is owned by you. You are the person who owns your body, your effort, your work. All we can do is provide the structure, provide the motivation, and provide the means in which we allow you to go through your fitness journey. I can't work out for you. I can't do burpees and do push-ups and diet for you. I can only teach you how, but ultimately the actions are upon yourself. And lastly, the last keyword is on habit, because you cannot create lifestyle changes based on motivation alone. You don't go through, you don't wake up every single morning thinking, okay, do I want to work out today? What am I going to work out today? Do I want to go to the gym, or do I want to go for a run? You want to create the habits in place so that once you have these lifestyle changes, then it runs on autopilot. In the same way that you brush your teeth in the morning without thinking about it, you should engage in your fitness lifestyle, because it is a part of who you are, not something you force yourself to do. You don't force yourself to brush your teeth in the morning. You don't wake up thinking, do I want to brush my teeth in the morning? It's a habit now. You wake up, it's like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. We want to create that habit such that eating healthy, engaging in fitness is something you simply do without having to think about. So these are the 3 key words: creating the habits to support your fitness and wellness results. This is our program goal. Again, this is an example. You can copy this. You don't have to. The important thing that I want to emphasize here is more that at the beginning of your program, at the onboarding session of your program, you onboard all of your employees around this one central goal. And again, I'm going to tie it back with your quarterly business strategy. You usually would have a town hall in which you tell your town hall, in Q3, we are creating these changes in our product. We are having these goals in our sales pipeline. We have this goal in our employee hiring process, right? You create this goal early on so your employees know exactly what they're getting into, and they can align their whole program along one goal. And as you go through your program, you constantly remind them of this goal. Now, the next thing is we want to help every single employee create their own personalized progression calendar. And this, again, is going to require work because every single employee is different. And the reason why many employee wellness programs fail is because they create a one-size-fit-all option, a let's work out every Friday option, and that doesn't work for everybody. There are so many different body types, so many different goals. So they each also have their own individual goals. Someone to lose weight, someone to gain muscle, someone to be more athletic, someone to run faster, someone to put on strength. And most corporate wellness programs don't have the capacity to be able to create personalized program for every single employee. It's actually like pretty much impossible unless you specialize in knowing how to do specialize in as a personal trainer, knowing how to create group programs and working with every individual employee to get this to happen. In this section, we're going to talk about a structure. I've created it into a structure. I standardized it so that you can teach this standard. You can teach the standard to your employees. And as you teach this standard to your employees can then fill in their own blanks and create their own individualized calendar. So that if you have 100 employees here, you teach them all. You have one session which teach all 100 employees how to do this themselves. And then all 100 employees will do it their own way. And then all 100 different employees will have different calendars. Sarah will have her calendar. Johnny will have his calendar. Mary will have her different calendar. But it all goes from one standardized process. So here's the process right now. First, before we get into that, we need to understand the fundamental building blocks of fitness. As I mentioned, it is actually pretty important for the person who's managing your fitness program to at the very least have a basic understanding of these ideas of fitness. Because without understanding the fundamental building blocks of fitness, you're just doing fragmented workouts. You're just doing random workouts here or there that doesn't build off of each other. What we want is a progression that builds off of each other so that we see results. Right? So we're going to go over what the fundamental building blocks of fitness are. At the very base, you have cardio, mobility, strength. As you move off of the base, you go into endurance and intensity. As you move off of this, you go into conditioning. It gets from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. And at the very, very, very base are the fundamental movements. Fundamental movements are basic movements that you need to know so that you don't injure yourself. These are things like the push-ups, the squats, the planks, the hinge, the pull. These are basic movements that all of these workouts are based off of. But after you know the basic movements, all of your workouts should have this progression. Progress from the base, which is the cardio, mobility, strength, to level 2, endurance, intensity, to level 3. Now, really quickly, we're going to talk about what each of these are. You can look into that in more detail, but I'm just going to breeze by this. Cardio is to develop a healthy heart, increasing your heart rates. Aerobic exercises like running, biking. Strength training is to increase heavy weights. Resistance training to allow yourself to lift heavier and build strength. Body weight is also an effective alternative. Things like push-ups, things like squats. Mobility is ultra important to eliminate tightness, to increase your range of motion, to improve how you work. Things like yoga, Pilates, things also like animal movements to increase the way, to increase your, if you want to improve your athletic performance, if you want to improve how you move, then you also need to add mobility. It's one of these things that's oftentimes neglected. Intensity is about explosive movements. For example, doing 10 push-ups in 10 seconds is very different from doing 10 push-ups in 30 seconds. On the flip side, endurance is about longer durations. For example, those are things like marathons in which you're running for 4 hours at a time, things like Spartan races or triathlons that will spend a long time. Ultimately, that culminates into conditioning, where you culminate all of your workouts into one. Now, there are many different body types out there. All of these body types are different types of fitness, and the reason we went through all of those is because you want to have different types of body types. With different body types, you choose which of the body type you want to do. Now that you choose the different body type that you want to do, and you know about the different types of workouts, we breeze by them really quickly. This is now where we actually create the actual calendar, and we encourage that each individual employee create a calendar for themselves. We breeze by the introduction at first, so that you know what kind of workouts there are, and that we know what kind of body types employees are going after. And based on the different body types, you're going to do different workouts. I'm going to go back a little bit. Obviously, if you want this body type, this guy in red over here, this guy in red with the Iron Rebel, who wants to be big and strong, that's going to be different from the type of workouts of this lady in blue, this ballerina in blue, right? And if you want different body types, you're going to do different workouts and different programs. That's why we encourage each individual employee to have different programs, individual programs set for themselves. That's why we are not going to have a simple program where it is a cookie cutter, random. Okay, let's do Zumba. Let's do a workout. Let's do a cardio workout. Let's do a yoga workout. Right? Those are way too generic to be able to cater to actual goals. So now let's actually create calendars that fits into actual goals. First thing first. A workout needs to be added on your calendar in the same way that a meeting with your boss is added onto your calendar. When you add the workout on your calendar, it tells you this is the time to work out. It's no longer waking up in the morning. Do I feel like working out today? When do I feel like working out? What am I going to do? Because realistically, you go through your workday. Oh man, I'm tired. Oh man, I have too many emails to do. I don't have the energy to do workout. Let me just watch Netflix, right? We all fall into that pattern. If I don't have a calendar, if I don't have a regimen, if I don't have a schedule, I myself even fall into that problem. But think about your meetings with your boss, right? You have maybe like weekly meetings with your boss every Monday morning, 10 a.m. or something. You don't think every Monday, do I want to meet with my boss? Do I want to meet with my boss? Oh, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about today? Because you know that you're going to meet with your boss, you prepare for that meeting with your boss so that you also make sure that you do all of your work for that meeting with your boss. And because it's added on your calendar, that is a committed time every single week. But also like a meeting with your boss, if something happens, which things often do. Oh, I'm feeling sick today. Oh, a client is busy. Oh, sorry, a client needs me, so I'm busy today. Oh, I need to take care of my child. Can we reschedule? Right? If something gets busy, what would you do in that meeting with your boss? It's not just, okay, fine, let's just forget it. Normally, it'll just be, hey, boss, I'm busy. Can we reschedule it to 2 p.m. today? I can't do a meeting. Can I send you an email of my updates and do an alternative? So that way, if you skip a workout because of outlying issues, you reschedule it into something else, or you could do an alternative. You do an alternative to a workout instead. Oh, I can't work out today, so I'm going to diet a little bit better. You want to add this on your calendar and think of these workouts as if they're meetings with your bosses, so that you have a structured approach of what you're going to do. Next, we talked about the components of fitness. At the very bottom here, cardio, mobility, strength. These are the basic fundamental building blocks. These are the basic fundamental building blocks of fitness that you're going to add in on your calendar, no matter what. If you want to gain weight, if you want to lose weight, if you want to be more athletic, if you want to be more mobile, you're going to add in these onto your calendar, no matter what. And what we're going to do is not only have a schedule, we're going to add these workouts on your schedule so that you know when you're going to work out, and you're going to know what workout you're actually going to do. So boom. The next thing is the other 50% of your workout is going to be according to your goals. So actually, sorry, real quick, we're actually going to do this as an exercise live with you, right? So if this is your calendar, what we're going to do is we're going to lock in right now. These are the days we're going to do this workout. And half of your calendar is going to be filled with these workouts. Half of your calendar is going to be filled with these workouts. So now you know exactly what you're going to do, exactly what time, right? So just like this, you have half of your calendar with half of your workouts. Now that half of your calendar is with half of your work, is with the base component, the next half is going to be according to your goals. Now there are several different goals. There are many goals. I'm just going to simplify for the sake of simplicity, that the three most common are fat loss, which you're going to focus on cardio, endurance, and mobility; muscle gain, in which you're going to focus on intensity and strength; and condition and athletic performance, in which you're going to be focusing on the conditioning with some endurance and intensity added in as well. The other 50% of your calendar, the 50% that we didn't do, is going to be on your goal-specific workouts. So for example, if fat loss is your goal, we already have this, right? We already have this, in which 50% of your calendar is filled in with strength and mobility, with cardio, strength, and mobility. The other 50%, you're going to add in your goal-specific workouts. And for fat loss, that's endurance, cardio, and mobility. And then you're going to spread it out. And voila, now you have your workouts for the month, right? So this is a strategy for every one of your employees. And this is a customized strategy with every one of your employees. Circling back to the main point of this presentation, is you need to have a strategy. And the best kind of strategy is a personalized strategy for every single one of your employees. It is not a generic, let's do fragmented workout whenever you want. Let's do whatever workout we feel like, the flavor of the month. You want to have a strategy. You want to know exactly what you're doing. You want to know exactly when you're going to do it, and then you're going to execute. You're not going to rely on your daily motivation. You're going to rely on your motivation during the planning phase. When you're making the plan for all of Q3, when you're making the plan for July, August, September, all of Q3, July, August, September, you know this is my calendar for July. This is my calendar for August. This is my calendar for September. This is exactly what I'm going to do, exactly which day for July. And if things come up, you need to change things around, then change things around, right? That's perfectly fine, and that's normal. But you need to have that strategy in place. You need to have that plan in place. You need to have that. You need to have. You need to have those intentions in place, so that you actually know what you're doing, rather than relying on, oh, what am I going to do? I'm just going to do whatever I feel like on certain days. And if I feel like working out, then I'm going to work out. So many times people tell me, Mike, I don't have the motivation to work out. oh, Mike, I don't have I don't have the motivation to eat properly. Nobody has motivation 24/7, 365 days a year. Zero people. Not even LeBron James, not even Usain Bolt, not even Michael Phelps. The greatest athletes in the world do not have motivations all the time. What they do have is a structured program. What they do have is a strategy in place. What they do have is a progressive program. And through this structure, every single employee, the purpose of this is not that every single employee needs to have this calendar. They don't. I do not encourage you to copy and paste this calendar for every single employees. I encourage you to set this structure to every single employee so that every employee has their own calendar. Some employee might be once a week. Some employee might be twice a week. Some employee might be 5 times a week. But the important thing is that every single employee has their own individualized calendar of what they're going to do. And now that every single employee has their calendar, you're going to have you're going to think about how you actually do these workouts, right? So now you know, okay, there's a cardio workout, but what am I actually going to do? There's a strength workout, but what am I actually going to do? Like what are the things I'm actually going to do? Now that I know I'm going to do cardio, now that I'm going to know I'm going to do strength, what is the actual movements that I'm going to do, right? There are many different ways we can do about this. First, there are online sources. Obviously, through YouTube are good sources. But what I hate is going on YouTube and just searching up like 10-minute workout routines, 20-minute workout routines at home, a 1-hour workout routines, right? Because you don't know those workout routines. You don't know whether they're cardio, whether they're strength. You don't know how hard they are. You don't know whether they actually go towards your goals. Again, just by searching home workout routines on YouTube, you get fragmented workouts. If you get fragmented workouts, you get fragmented results. You just kind of do whatever, and you don't really make sense of it, right? Imagine watching a TV series and you just watch episode 3, then episode 7, then episode 1, then episode 4. You kind of get a gist. You kind of understand what's going on. You get really confused along the way. You don't really understand the full storyline, right? You want to make sure that you actually have a real progressive program. So now that you have a progressive program like this, when you go on YouTube, the types of searches you should look for are beginner cardio, beginner strength, beginner mobility for the first month or something like that. For like July, beginner cardio, beginner strength, beginner mobility, beginner endurance, beginner cardio. And what you're actually going to do is, I'm going to do this with you. We're going to go to youtube.com. I'm going to search up beginner cardio. I'm going to take this video.
Today's workout is low impact.
And I'm actually going to copy. I'm actually going to set the link here. Beginner. I'm going to do the strength workout. I'm going to beginner strength. I'm going to look a little bit. I'm going to find a few different ones. Do I have dumbbells? Do I have kettlebells? This looks like it's going to need dumbbells and kettlebells. Do I body weight? Probably this body weight works for me.
30-minute workouts.
I'm going to copy this. I'm going to set this as a link. This is just an example. Of course, you don't have to do this exactly with me. And of course, it's going to take time, right? Strategy takes time. Creating this takes time. You will need at least a couple of hours to create this. And you spend weeks creating your quarterly business strategy. You can spend a couple of hours creating your fitness strategy. It's going to take more than a couple of hours. I don't want to mislead you to think that it's super easy. It's going to take a lot of time for you to create this program. It's going to take your employees a lot of time to create this program. And it's not going to be just like these two. Every single workout for the month for July, for August, for September. You're going to take some time to find the right ones. You're going to actually look into what you're going to do. And again, not all of these have to be YouTube, right? So maybe this one, it's join Sarah's class, join Sarah's online yoga, or this cardio might be join my company's workout, my company sponsored workout. This cardio might be go for 5-kilometer run or something like that, right? So you can see this is now starting to get a little bit messy, but you guys get the point, right? The point is you set the time to create a real strategy. Please, please, please do not create fragmented workouts where you just say, okay, every single Friday, we're just going to do a random workout. Set the time to create a real strategy on your workout so that you know exactly for the month, when you're going to do it, what you're going to do. And these videos will tell you how you're going to do it, and you should also know where you're going to do, right? Like the basic who, what, where, when, why. That should be all be set. So by the time you get to actually doing it, there's no questions in mind anymore. You don't have to make these decisions every single day. You don't think about it every single day. All you have to do is execute. I'm emphasizing this point a lot because it's super, super important. Now, anyways, that's one way of online sources. Another way of online sources through Fitscovery, through the company, through the startup that we created. We also created curated programs. We created programs that specifically set for your employees that goes from step 1 to step 2, step 3. This is a series of this is a series of onboarding programs where we take your employees from step 1, from level 0, and bring them along from sedentary lifestyle to becoming more active. It is a progressionary program that goes from the basics to intermediate to advanced. And we have multiple different programs that employees can follow, whether they want to go through a beginner's program and whether they are kind of into fitness already and they can follow intermediate program, or whether they're already gung-ho, almost athlete level, and they want to go through an advanced program. Or we also have different programs for mobility, different programs for heart conditions, different programs for injury recovery, right? We created a curated program which takes away the need of what we did here, the need of going through YouTube, finding, and then we already have cardio program day 1. Now we need to find a different program for day 2. Now we need to find a different workout for day 3. That takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of effort, right? With our Fitscovery online program, we do all the work for you. We do all the work for you. So we have the videos for you. We have the exercises for you. So it takes away the need to do the search, to make sure that the search is right, to make sure that the program fits in with your schedule. We have the solution already as a package. All we need to do is copy and paste, and your program is already there. Another way you can do at the actual workouts, you can also hire coaches. You can hire coaches yourself. The problem with most corporate wellness program is also that, every single Friday, let's do a different workout. Now let's find a coach for week 1. Let's find another coach for week 2. Let's find another coach for week 3. Or let's have one coach do all of it, right? The issue here is not one coach can do everything, unfortunately, right? It's two things. If you have one coach, not one coach can do everything. Some coaches specialize in some things, right? And you want to find specialized coaches for different programs. The other difficulty is that if you want to have different coaches for different workouts, it puts in a lot of work in which you have to find the coaches for every single one. If you want to do this yourself, perfectly fine. That's actually perfectly fine. It is going to be a lot of work. But again, as I mentioned, to create this strategy requires work. It requires doing the research. It requires actually knowing which coaches does what, actually knowing who are the good coaches, who are the bad coaches. Of course, through Fitscovery, as we create this marketplace for fitness, we have a variety of coaches. We have over 30 coaches on our rosters, anywhere from Zumba coaches to strength training coaches to high intensity coaches. We can work with you to find the specialized coaches for your program, so it takes away the guesswork out of it. So you don't need somebody to do the research, to figure out what to do, to talk to different coaches, to negotiate the rates every single time. We have the negotiated rates already. You tell us the rate that you want to pay. If you want to pay 2,000 pesos per session, that's fine. We find the best coach for you. If you want to pay 4,000 pesos per session, that's fine. We find the best coaches for you. Obviously, the more you're willing to pay, the higher the quality of coaches are. But it takes away the guesswork out of you. It takes away the negotiation. It takes away the work of finding the coaches. It takes away the evaluation of whether or not these coaches are good. It takes away all the guesswork, and you have the security of knowing that everything is already set for you. So these coaches, we can do live in-class sessions when maybe the pandemic ends, or obviously we can have Zoom workouts. Lastly, doing the actual workouts, you can create a community within your company. See who are the fitness champions within your company. Create your internal Facebook groups. Publish the workouts yourself. Again, you can do this. You can also do this yourself. You can create your own internal Facebook group and encourage everyone to post their workouts onto the Facebook group. You can create your own WhatsApp group, Viber group, whatever, and have your employees encourage your employees to do these workouts and publish it into the groups. Again, we also do this with you for Fitscovery. We have a package solution that already does this, so it takes the work off of you. We create a community page for you, for your companies, so that all your employees have to do is upload your workouts, and all of that gets uploaded onto your company's community page. It's super simple. It tracks the activities your employees do. It gives you points for your employees so that they can see their progress, so they can earn points, which could be added for rewards. This takes away the trouble of keeping track of your employees, keeping attendance, having to put through set up Google Forms, Excel sheets, and adding in. All of that is a lot of work, right? Remember what we talked about at the beginning? One common problem is that it's a lot of work. We don't. Many companies don't have the manpower to do it, right? To create a program, you do need a dedicated resource. You do need someone to really, really think about it. But with Fitscovery, we help all of this for you, so that you don't need a dedicated resource. We have a structuralized program in which we create the programs for you. We create the community for you. We create the coach. We set up the coaches for you. We set up the online programs for you. So one simple way for corporate calendar, we create a corporate calendar for you in terms of what we do for companies. So what we encourage is every single employees have their own individual calendar. But the corporate calendar is going to be a little bit different. The corporate calendar is a little tricky because it needs to serve both the individual needs as well as the company as a whole, right? You need to create a program that can serve the most number of people, even though different people have different needs and different people have different calendars, right? This is an actual calendar that we do with one of our actual clients. One of our actual clients, we do 3 workouts per week, but the way we structure this is the generic calendar that we do with your company as a whole. What we also encourage is that every single employee create their own individual calendar. But then once they create their own individual calendar, they modify and switch their calendar. They modify and adapt their calendar to where our calendar fits in with them. So that's why our calendar emphasizes heavy on cardio, strength, and mobility, right? Because remember, with every single employee, almost every single employee, their calendar should include cardio, strength, and mobility in their as 50% of their workout. That's why it seems like here actually like 80% of this is cardio, strength, and mobility, Then we tackle on a little bit of endurance, a little bit of intensity, so that we make sure that those who are focused on weight loss can have weight loss added into their program. Those who are focused on strength gaining can have that into the program. Also, when we add these workouts, we can modify these workouts such that some of these cardio workouts can also be endurance workouts. Some of these strength workouts can also be intensity workouts. We work with your employees so that we know we get your employees' calendar, all of your employees' calendar, all of your employees' goals, consolidate them so that we know how to create a consolidated corporate wellness calendar that serves your employees, the most number of your employees. What we want to do is make sure that even though we have one structured program within your calendar, that structured program within your calendar serves the individual needs of your 100 employees. Now, we're going to talk about setting KPIs and tracking. This is also going to be pretty quick, but one thing we do and one thing that we encourage you to do is we encourage you to have a centralized page where your employees can have a community to showcase their workouts. We do this on our Fitscovery platform already. So if you sign up through Fitscovery, if we work with you to set up your employee wellness program, you already see that basically people just simply post, this is the workouts that we're going to do. This is what Sheena did. This is the food that we're going to do. This is what Z did. This is the workout that Z did. This is the food that Sheena did. This is the workouts that Sheena did. It aggregates into points, and we track the number of points. We track who are the winners, who are the most active this month, who are the who wins awards, who wins prizes. This helps with giving prizes. This helps with keeping your community together. So ultimately, what we want to do is we want to make fitness advocates of your employees, so that your fitness inspiration within your company is not like Sarah from Instagram who has 100,000 followers who I don't know. It's Sheena from accounting who I just had a meeting with last week. It's Z from marketing who I just sent an email to, and I see that Z is like really killing it, right? We want to see people within your company become the affluent fitness influencers for your whole company, not some random influencer that people don't know. It's people within your company that everyone already knows, right? Make them the fitness champions for your company. So we do this within our Fitscovery platform, but if you don't want to do this within Fitscovery, you can also do this yourself. It would require additional work, but you can also do it within yourself. Set up that Facebook group, set up that WhatsApp group, set up that Viber group, have the group so that everybody encourage everyone to post their workouts, post their food. Set up a tracking mechanism, track your employees' attendance, track their workouts, track what they do, and set rewards and set goals so that your employees have a target to hit, right? In the same way that your employees have sales targets, you want to have fitness targets, right? In our program, we give points every time you post a workout, every time you post the food. And our point system works like if you earn 1,300 points this month, you earn a bronze level prize. If you earn 2,600 points, you earn a silver level prize. If you get 5,000 points, you get a gold prize. Something like that, right? And like a bronze prize might be like a T-shirt. A silver prize might be like a gift card. A gold prize might be a backpack, right? Whatever you want to give us prizes, that's fine, right? The idea here is, number one, create this community in which your employees can engage with themselves in, so that you create fitness influencers within your community, so that everyone can see what everyone's doing, kind of build that community, kind of have some fun. Number two, have these point tracking system, attendance tracking, point tracking, so that your employees have something to work towards, so that your employees can see their progress. And number three, having targets, the gold prize, silver prize, bronze prize, so that your employees know what they're working towards, so that they have a goal to work towards. In the same way that you have sales quota, you have basically like a fitness quota, or more like a fitness target. Now, we talked about how to create that program. It's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, right? As I said, creating that strategy is a lot of work. It's going to require time. It's required dedication. And ideally, it requires somebody who knows fitness, somebody who can dedicate, somebody who can put the time in. It's a big investment. If you want to create something that is successful, you need to put in the work, right? Obviously. Right. Otherwise, if you create a fragmented program, you get fragmented results. If you want to create a successful program, you get successful results. But that requires a lot of work. So here are different ways in what Fitscovery can help you create that program for you. We have already done this for many, many different companies. This is created by employee wellness experts. I used to work at Google for over 7 years. My partner, Johnny, worked at Bank of America for over 8 years. The reason we say this is because we know corporate life. We know what it's like to work in a corporate setting. We know we can't dedicate ourselves to doing workouts 5 hours a day. We know that's not viable. You see these fitness influencers on Instagram, and you think like fitness is their life. We know that fitness can't be our life. We know that fitness is only an aspect in your life. Fitness is 1 hour out of your day, for maybe like 2 hours a week. You have 24 hours a week. Fitness, that 1 hour of fitness is meant to improve the rest of your 23 hours, improve your energy, improve your sleep, improve your productivity. We don't want fitness to take over your life. And we worked at Google, we worked at Bank of America, so we know that fitness is something that we add in so that it improves the rest of your 23 hours. Aside from having worked in big corporate jobs, I am a head coach of Under Armour training in the Philippines. My partner Johnny is a Nike trainer for Hong Kong. So we also have expertise on the fitness side as well. We're both Spartan Race ambassadors. I founded one of the biggest fitness communities in Philippines and in Tokyo. Johnny is also one of the top coaches for one of the premium coaches for a gym, for one of the best gyms in Hong Kong. Both of us are well licensed and are well experts in our field, so we know what it's like. So we know how to create effective programs, real programs that deliver results, and we know how to create these programs in the framework that it fits into a corporate lifestyle. We're not creating this for bodybuilders who dedicates their life into fitness. We're not creating this for the yoga, for the yogi, Zen. Like my life is all peace and love, and right. We're creating this for the for the employees, because we know what it's like to be an employee. So with the fitness program, with the Fitscovery program, we create one whole website dedicated to you, dedicated to your company, company.fitscovery.com. That website is your website, no additional cost. We add in your logos, we add in your photos, we add in your employees. So all of your employees see this as a branded website for your companies, for your company. We have live coaches. We have over 30 coaches who can do bootcamp workouts, who can do yoga, Pilates, Zumba workouts. So you don't have to select the coaches yourself. You don't have to negotiate rates for the coaches yourself. You don't have to evaluate whether those coaches are good. We've already done the vetting. We've already done the evaluation. We've already done the negotiation for you, so that all you need to do is tell us, we need a coach for this. We find a coach for you. Boom, just like that, very quickly, very easily. We also have live events, live wellness events. So not only do we have just workouts, things like nutrition, things like mindfulness, things like wellness, things like meditation, things like productivity, even things like goal setting, even things like how to become more creative. We have the coaches and the experts on hand, so that we have these, so that we can create a comprehensive program. It's not just about fitness. It's not just about working out. It's about your overall wellness. It's about it's about your lifestyle, how to be more optimistic, how to reduce stress from your life, how to set up your seating to become more ergonomic friendly, right? Fitness is one aspect of your life. We're about improving your whole life. We also have on-demand workouts available anytime, anywhere. No need to search up videos on YouTube to think, does this video fit my program, right? We create that video program for you so that you don't really have to create that program yourself, so that you don't have to do the research of copy and pasting, looking for the video, looking for a different video, looking for another different video, doing that 30 different times, copy and pasting those onto your calendar. We already have this. All you have to do is follow along. It takes away the guesswork. It takes away the evaluation work. It takes away the time it takes away the time to put this together. Because just like that, in 10 minutes, we can create that program for you. We also have an online resource hub, guides on nutrition, guides on mindfulness, guides on productivity, guides on stress reducing. Easy, free resource hub, a pool of resources that your employees can access at any time to gain knowledge on these topics. We also have this fitness tracker and community page to help track your employee progress and points. We have a page for each individual employee to create their own fitness journal, so they can see, okay, in July, what did I do? In September, what did I do? They can see their own fitness progression, and they can see their own points. And not only do they have their own individual points, individual page, they also see these points on a community page. So on Google Groups or a WhatsApp group, that creates a community page in which everybody can look at and everybody can aggregate together. But the trouble with that is also that they don't have their own individual page, right? If I, Michael, just want to look up like what I did throughout all of July, it's kind of hard to look through that on Facebook groups, on WhatsApp. I have to keep track of it on a separate thing and on the community. On our platform, we give every single employee their own individual journal. And as they upload onto the journal, it automatically gets updated onto the community page. So you don't need to have two different platforms. All of it is integrated with one. You can see your own individual workouts. You can see how your workouts are relative to your other employees in your community. You can build that community within your company, and you can have points and points for your company. You can give rewards and prizes within those points, and encourage your employees to become more active. So that's the very general gist of everything. Thank you so much for thank you so much for your time. We talked about how to create this successful support program. The unfortunate truth is that to really, really create a successful program requires a lot of thoughts, requires a lot of strategy, requires a lot of dedication. In your company has a growth strategy. You can't just say like, okay, I want to grow my company. I want to grow my customer base. So I'm just going to do random things to grow my customer base, right? You've already you already have a strategy in place of how to grow my company, of how to grow my customer count. And then you're going to execute on that strategy. You take a lot of time and effort coming up with that strategy, and you have growth strategy experts to come up with that strategy. You have if you're a development company, you have a product roadmap. You know in your product roadmap what you're going to create in July, August, September, and you have tech experts. You have software engineers who know product, who knows how to code to make sure that your product, your product roadmap actually makes sense. You don't just have random people say, okay, today we're going to code this, tomorrow we're going to code this, next day we're going to code this. That simply doesn't make sense. It kind of works, and you can kind of put the pieces together. To make it make sense. But it's hard to really create a successful strategy, right? Creating that successful strategy needs time, needs dedication, needs experts. And if you have these, I promise you will have a successful employee wellness plan that actually works. But without that successful strategy, without that successful strategy in place, without those experts to know exactly what it is that you're doing, all you're really doing is a fragmented schedule of different workouts. And those we have seen time and time again fail. You do not have a fragmented calendar of your product development. You do not have a fragmented calendar of your growth strategy. You should not have a fragmented calendar of your employee wellness program. We are very excited about this space. We already are working with many companies who have transformed the lives of their employees through this space, and we are excited to work with you to make sure that your employees are actually making this progress. I'm happy to give free consultations for anybody who wants to contact me. I'm also happy, of course, to work with you in putting in Fitscovery into your company so we can create all this for you. We can do all of the heavy lifting for you so that you don't have to make this heavy investment yourself. We have all of the plans for you already so that you can be assured that these companies, that your fitness strategy makes sense. And I'm happy to introduce you to even some of our past some of our past corporate wellness programs to give testimonials to show you the effectiveness to show the effectiveness. You can contact me through many different ways. My email is right here, mike@fitscovery.com. You can also send me a WhatsApp at this phone number. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. All of it is the same username at MikeJang8, MikeJiang, and the number 8. Feel free to send me a message. Feel free to send me a LinkedIn request, a Instagram DM, a Facebook message, whatever the case is. I'm happy to give free consultations about how to set this up. I'm happy to work with you to implement an effective strategy into your company. I'm happy to make sure that that corporates are creating strategy that actually makes sense, that actually works, rather than investing time and effort into creating a program in which looks good but doesn't actually drive results. What we want to do is drive results for your company and make sure that your company drives results in your employees. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.